All right, here's the onion MTF. You being the resistance and me being John Connor over here. Uh, I'm kicking through the Hancock paper today, February 26th. The Village of Hancock pursues delinquent taxes, and we're just getting into it. It's a third of the top front page of it, and it's starting to get into it. At least two main columns. And as you get into reading it, there's $93,000, almost $100,000 worth of delinquent taxes. Apparently, according to Phyllis here, three of them already paid it up and done things with it. So from other times I compare a raise back in the day, I knew whether they're considering what's in the property line here. Are we doing school district or are we doing population district on the 5 year for what it is? This will all be very important to got community spirit, want to lend a hand, sign up now, and me, John Connor, over here, and how this is going to go down. Well, that's real important to what they're doing on the parcel map, is it not, MTF? Just some kill agent I got in earshot here. When you're looking at that parcel map and there's a community of people I would generally know from Hancock that have either gone one way or the other with it all. Since then, with this, there's also the Doge thing passing through. When I want to be a sharps element to a system like a community element like this, and I'm going to start dropping the Sheets models, the Con US, Con Hancock, that these guys are the business owners. I don't exactly have the funding to come into this, but when we kick back over to the help wanted section, and Schaefer is the only thing in the neighborhood that's done that, and they never take their ad out of the paper, and they never do anything, then we're going to get some Wendigo issues down there, pitcher Indians, and Sitting Bull. The game is to give them our ARs on the system, because if they have nowhere to breed inside here, sure, the business draw, but the general store, well, whatever you have local gets locked out about the cosmic ladder, and the business owners you see at that point in time have to have community meetings about how Dalport went down, what happened at site 13, what's going on at site 48, and being able to bring in a parcel map that allows us to see that firsthand here, allows us to actually address the moral license behind how we're handling a terrorism case like me, because I can't get to one of these meetings realistically. This one I might be able to, but realistically it's a pretty pickled situation considering what taxes this is going to reflect inside of the situation, how deep in the arbor we're really going to go in terms of getting people to hear why they didn't show up to the meetings, different types of what it is. When I see the ladies, these are ladies of my community, not just the guys, and how we're going to handle that on the Saturday briefs for things. I want to pull those elements out. I want to make sure that they are adjusted by a job, because it is a signal down there that they got to pay attention to. If you go to work at one of these places that have a back tax issue like that in terms of what it is, then what's the debt ceiling on your raises and promotions for what's your security element, or at least the fringe benefits of that map's topology given Yellowstone. Much larger maps, different scale from orbit, Peter Pan, you find your shadow, right? And that was the big notes I wanted to make sure I talked about inside here. I don't have too much time to do it. But there are a few programs, the ARPA, the American Restoration or Rescue Plan Act, and stuff that are on the fringe. I'm always on a blue zoo argument because I got to track my tourism anyways. Call it what you will, red shifted and blue shifted by physics. Bringing it into a public library that has a subset inside of the model where that's where you got to know that in the area. Because then again, we're all parcel map owners. We have this standard on what it is, and if you'd like to put some lollipop restaurant up there, you probably don't want mine looking like a pain in the butt while you're working a water treatment issue that's $10,000 ahead of schedule or better, because realistically the CAD based program inside of there would have been Smith and Neo. Especially with my case where I have Sean talking about the matter about you had a job, you pulled it out, you didn't do it, you had an ad in the paper for highway control technicians, and some of the names, but I'm not exactly trying to be a Margiana chip factory pack over here. It's more just the process.